So we're in this new era where nobody's really sure what the future holds. Everything is changing, AI is taking over, and we're all feeling the pit at the bottom of our guts and with everything going on, and it's just becoming harder and harder to focus on what it is that you want, why you want it. You don't really know what direction. I get it. Because the people that I'm speaking to now, I think will understand just the feeling of overwhelm, but also the heaviness of the uncertainty of, well, what do I do now? How can I just create a life that I enjoy, at least, right? And I completely get that because I have been there. But what I really want to focus on is, if you are someone who is looking to make more money, make money in a different way, that you're not sure exactly how that fits in, maybe you've lost your job, or maybe you just are getting tired and exhausted and overwhelmed at your job, because I've also been there. And what I can tell you, after paying 10K, probably more, on coaching for career, coaching for to switch between education and working in a creative space, coaching for my business and how to make more money online, what a lot of programs are not sharing is that at the root of this is identity. At the root of this is how you perceive yourself. And the thing that separates the people that I have worked with that make 30K, 50K a month, or are able to just have a consistent level of income outside of a 9 to 5, those people are it's three things. They have a level of self-trust in their own self and their own skills, and they are able to be self-aware. So self-trust and self-awareness. Self-awareness means that you can actually see the things that you're good at. You're not just critical of your shortcomings. You're not just able to see your weaknesses or judge and critique yourself all the time. You're actually able to see yourself clearly. You know what you're good at and what you're not good at, and that's a balance. A lot of people think that they're being self-aware when they're just being harsh, and I get it. I've been there. But self-awareness is absolutely key, because then you can really hone in on what you're good at. How can you better communicate, whether it's a 9 to 5, a remote job that you're looking for, or you're looking to make money online? How can you communicate that if you are not actually self-aware, if you're not actually very knowledgeable in what you are good at? And the last part is just the courage and the bravery, which is actually, it can be a lot easier, because what a lot of people are afraid of, because that's what is getting in the way of courage, is a lot of people are afraid of being seen. A lot of people are afraid of failing. A lot of people are afraid of succeeding. So those three things. So it's three things that is required for your success: self-trust, self-awareness, and courage. But when it comes to courage, there's your fear of being seen, there's your fear of being visible, and there's your fear of success. And you need to take enough time with yourself and sit with yourself about how you feel about those things. And that is a large part of what is missing from the how to make money online. Because the people that I'm speaking to, what I hope to communicate is that the market is going to change. When I say the market, I mean the job market. When I say the market, I mean how you sustain yourself. But more and more people want to live from a place of authenticity and want to live from a place that is aligned with who they are. We're tired, especially if you've had a rough go of things, if you've had a tough childhood, if you've had just a tough experience, and you want to be able to exist and to show up for 8 hours a day, or maybe less time in the day, without feeling the need to perform, because then it takes even more out of you, right? So you want to bring in income, because we all need money. You want to bring in income in a way that is aligned with yourself, with who you are, and with something that you're already good at, so it doesn't feel so much like work and it doesn't feel so much like performing. And the exciting thing is that this is something that you probably are noticing, that more people are starting to share their true selves online. More people are starting to share their actual gifts, and it's an amazing time, and there's never been a better time to learn how to bring in income for yourself. The thing is, So I already talked about the 3 things that is required for success when it comes to making money, or just in general in life, and then the 3 things that are holding you back. But the next thing that I think is really key is that when it comes to any level of self-mastery, you have to be willing to completely give up who it is that you have been. And you have to be willing to say that in order for me to succeed, I am willing to become a new version of myself. And I know that sounds relatively simple, but what I'm really saying is that making money online, or being successful in business, being successful in just being the best version of yourself, requires you to absolutely give up who you have been. Because who you've been, though it might have served you at one point, it served you to protect yourself, to be afraid of visibility because you don't want to speak up in a meeting because that could get you ostracized at work. But those very things could allow you to be successful. Those opinions that you have make you someone who has a strong brand voice. Those opinions that you have, the separate way that you see things, could offer you creative insight in business. Those are the things that are going to allow you to be successful. So those very things that are kind of your ceiling now, they're keeping you from really expanding or making more money or getting a promotion or whatever your roof is. Those very things that once you get past them, those are the things that help you to be successful. And in that journey, you cannot arrive at success unless you are also on the path of being the highest and the best version of yourself. And that's what I think is the most exciting part. Yes, you get to make money as you go down this journey, but it's also about committing to wanting to be the best version of yourself. And that also helps you get past the courage aspect. Because if your goal is to not just to make money, but if your goal is to make the most of your own experience, to enjoy your own experience and who you are becoming, yes, you will see that reflected in your bank account, but you will also notice that you feel so much more confident in yourself. And that self-confidence, that self-trust that you get to build as you're making money is really what is at the core. I know that I'm just yapping a lot, but I really hope that this video gets to the people that really need to hear it, because I really needed to hear it 3-5 years ago when I was leaving the education industry to work in something more creative, and then realizing, okay, maybe it's not that I want to work in something more creative. I want to work in something that is more aligned with who it is that I am, which is sharing my experiences in life, sharing what I've overcome, sharing that even though I saw something as hard and difficult in this big ugly thing, it actually ended up being just me facing myself. That the path of making more money is just me facing myself and me being willing to accept that it's only me, that my fear of visibility is only me, that my fear of success is only me, right? You keep thinking that you have to learn more or pay more for coaching, because I got trapped in that cycle of wanting to learn more, research, or watching a ton of videos or taking a ton of courses in order to get to the next level, itching to get to the next level, when there's so much that I've already created for myself. There's so many things that I've opted out of, the 9-to-5, opted out of living in the US, opted out of marriage and other things. But I realize at the end of the day, in order to achieve success, you really just have to be able and willing to face yourself.